My name is Rebecca Lawson, and I never imagined that one sentence from my daughter would make me question everything I had done for her. My daughter, Simonette Lawson, had always been close to me. I raised her alone after her father left when she was 11. I worked 2 jobs when she was growing up. I attended every school event. I helped her through college. And when she got married to Caleb, I tried very hard not to interfere. Caleb's mother, Gloria, was completely different from me. She was wealthy, confident, and extremely controlling. From the first day I met her, she made it clear that she believed her son deserved a different kind of wife. She never directly insulted me. Instead, she made little comments. "You're very simple, Rebecca. Mothers don't understand that married children need to grow up." I ignored her. I didn't want my daughter caught between us. For several years, everything seemed fine. Then Simonette began changing. She stopped calling me. She stopped visiting. Whenever I asked if something was wrong, she said she was busy. I assumed it was marriage. I didn't want to become the mother who constantly demanded attention. Then one Saturday morning, I received a message from her. "Mom, I need you to stay out of my life." I stared at the screen. Before I could reply, another message arrived. "I'm choosing Gloria, not you." Then came the sentence that broke my heart. "You're not my priority anymore. Please accept that." I called her immediately. She answered, "Simonette, what's happening?" Her voice was cold. "You keep trying to control my marriage." "I don't. You keep telling me Gloria is manipulating me, because I'm worried about you." "I don't need you to worry about me." I was silent. Then she said, "I've chosen my mill over you. Stay out of my life." The call ended. I sat there for almost an hour. I didn't call again. I didn't send angry messages. I simply decided to respect what my daughter had asked for. For the next 6 weeks, I didn't contact her. Then one afternoon, someone knocked on my door. It was a lawyer. He introduced himself as Mr. Harrison and asked if he could speak with me. I immediately became nervous. "What is this about?" He handed me an envelope. Inside was a copy of a financial agreement. My name was on it. I looked at him. "I don't understand." He explained that years earlier, when Simonette was in college, I had opened a savings account for her. Every month I had deposited money into it. The account had eventually grown to a significant amount, but there was something I didn't know. Gloria had recently convinced Simonette to move the money into a joint investment account controlled by Gloria. The lawyer had discovered irregularities. Some of the money had already been transferred elsewhere. I couldn't believe it. "Why are you telling me?" "Because the original account was established in your name." Then he gave me another document. It showed that someone had attempted to change the ownership information. The signature looked like mine, but it wasn't. Someone had forged my signature. I immediately called Simonette. She didn't answer. I called again. Nothing. Then Gloria called me. Her voice was calm. "Rebecca, I know you've received the documents." "Yes. You need to stay away from Simonette." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. "You forged my signature." She laughed. "You always assume the worst." "Is my daughter? She doesn't want to speak to you." I said nothing. Then Gloria made a mistake. She said, "Simonette doesn't know everything yet." I froze. "What does that mean?" She hung up. That sentence changed everything. I contacted the lawyer again. He advised me not to confront Gloria. Instead, we investigated the financial records. What we discovered was shocking. Gloria had been moving money from several family accounts. She had convinced Simonette that the investments were legitimate. But the accounts were connected to a private company owned by Gloria's brother. Money had been disappearing for months. Simonette had no idea. Then we discovered something even worse. Gloria had been telling Simonette that I was financially unstable and wanted access to her savings. That was why Simonette had believed her. She thought she was protecting herself from me. A week later, the lawyer arranged a meeting with Simonette. She arrived angry. "Mom, why are you doing this?" I looked at her. "I'm not." Lawyer placed the documents on the table. Simonette stared at them. "What is this?" "These are the transfers." She looked through them. Her expression slowly changed. "That's impossible." The lawyer showed her the company records, then the forged signature, then the bank transfers. Simonette began crying. "I didn't know." I reached across the table. She pulled her hand back. For a moment I thought she still didn't trust me. Then she whispered, "Why didn't you tell?" Answered honestly. "Because you told me to stay out of your life." She looked down. I was wrong. Investigation continued for several months. Gloria eventually faced legal consequences. A significant portion of the money was recovered, but the emotional damage was harder to repair. Simonette came to my house one evening. She stood at the door crying. "Mom, I didn't know what to say." She hugged me. "I chose her over you." I held her tightly. "I know. I said horrible things." "I know." "I thought you were trying to control me." "I wasn't." She started crying harder. I believed her because she made me feel like I was finally becoming independent. I gently held her shoulders. "You were always independent." She looked at me. "Then why did I let her control me?" "Because sometimes people make control look like love." She cried for several minutes. Then she whispered, "Do you hate?" Shook my head. "I could never hate you." Months later, Simonette and I slowly rebuilt our relationship. It wasn't perfect, we had difficult conversations, there were things she needed to understand, there were things I needed to forgive, but eventually we became close again. One evening she said something I'll never forget. "When I told you to stay out of my life, I thought you would fight me. I almost did. Why didn't you? Because I loved you enough to respect your decision." She started crying, and I realized something. Sometimes loving someone means holding them close. But sometimes it means stepping back and allowing them to discover who truly cares about them. I never needed to prove that I was a better mother than Gloria. The truth eventually proved itself. And when my daughter finally came back, I didn't ask her to choose between us. I simply opened the door, because she was never my enemy. She was my daughter.